Yeah, I think we're just going to wait for Josh to enter the room. So to give you background lang po, Josh is one of my classmates po during my college years. Also po, he's the valedictorian of the entire batch. I think he also got the highest GWA during our college years. And then, ayun, andito na siya. Ang taray. Akala
Hi.
ko Apollo ka.
Nag-feedback ba?
Medyo, medyo.
Ayan, okay na?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. Hi! Ano, magsisimula na ba ako? Ako pala, ako pala in charge.
Ano bang tanong
Ayan,
niyo sa
nag-aaral pa
akin?
ako. Nagsasabi pa ako.
Wow! Anong oras dyan? You are in... Nasaan ka ngayon?
I'm still in Mexico.
Nasa
Hindi pa ako
Mexico.
nakasulitan. Oo.
Okay. So, anong oras ngayon sa Mexico?
7:39 in the morning.
At least, gising ka na, di ba? Ang klase natin doon, 7:30.
Oo. Wala naman akong klase ngayon, di ba? Summer ko, di ba? Dapat nagpapahinga pa ako, di ba?
Yes,
Kasi
inistorbo na
2 a.m.
kita
ako
kasi...
natulog.
Yes. Oo nga. Parang hindi naman natatapos yung pag ano mo. Lagi ka naka-online, my God.
Kasi nagbabasa ako, di ba?
Oo, di ikaw
Tapos
na nagbabasa.
naka-on lang yung Facebook ko. Paminsan kausap ko yung sisters ko. Ganun.
So, kamusta? Oh, 1 hour kang sumagot, ha?
Anong ano? Sige, please clarify the question. Di
Um,
ba? Kamusta ang alin?
kamusta working international?
Ayan. O sige, simulan natin. Kasi ganito. Ako pala talaga.
Oh my God, go.
Hindi, ano. Very stressful siya ngayon kasi I have to go to the consulate. Tapos, yung mga documents, I have to acquire them sa Pilipinas. Tapos, you have to have some documents apostilled, parang authenticate. And napaka-strict ng Chilean government. Kasi I'm moving to Chile, di ba? So, for example, yung NBI clearance, ang hirap niya ipa-apostle. So, ang hirap niya ipa-authenticate. So, very complicated yung process. Pero, ayun, I'm still trying to find resilience in this types of situations. Kasi I have no choice naman eh, di ba? We have no choice but to try. Di ba? Yun lang yun. So, mahirap siya ngayon. I don't think I will be in Chile at the beginning of the school year kasi ang start nila is July 26, tapos ang in-service ng teachers would be July 20. Um, pero, I'm gonna start working. So, tinanong ko yung school, sabi ko, oh, so what's gonna happen? Well, I have my contract naman. So, what they're gonna do is they're gonna pay for my rent here and they're gonna pay for my rent there. Kasi sa international schools, di ba? They pay for your rent if you're an expat. So, sabi ko, oh, anong gagawin ko? And dito pa ako sa Mexico. And the borders are closed. Diba? I don't have a control of that. So don't worry about that. Which bank account do you want us to deposit? Your US bank account or your Mexican bank? So I go, ay, okay, sige. Yun. Basta ako, thankful pa din ako kasi I still have a job. Alam mo yun? Kasi
Yes.
a lot of international schools, they let go of the teachers. So, nag-break sila ng contract. Tapos, hinire na lang nila kung sino yung mga nandun sa country nila. So, thankful ako kasi I was employed in a good school and they have funds for that. They have strong financial um, capacity.
Okay, sige. Let's go deeper later dun sa yung working international experiences. Um,
Oo, sige.
gaano kahirap when you are in high school? Nung high school ka ba, achiever ka na?
I was in the honors class, pero ano eh, hindi ako nag-aaral. Wala akong yung grades ko, I don't have a grade lower than, I think, 82. Ganyan. I think lowest ko na yon yung 82. Tapos hindi pa ako
Grabe.
nag-aaral nun.
Ayos na yun ang advisory class ko minsan.
Oo, yun. Um, kasi I didn't find the need to study hard. Tapos very competitive yung culture, di ba? Very competitive yung culture, lalo pag sa honors class. Tapos parang I felt like there's no point making another effort to be in the top 10 kasi di ba you're ranked like that.
Mm-mm.
So, sabi ko parang, well, whatever, kung ano lang maalala ko. And then, yun na, yun, what happened before my graduation ng high school, yun, naging different yung perspective ko sa buhay, yung perspective ko sa effort, kung what really effort is, di ba? So, ayun.
So,
Pero in other words, nung high school ako, I think, I was a good student, but not as great, you know?
taray. So you can say na during your college years, gumigrate ka na, ganon.
Well, my CV speaks for it na. Hindi.
But you don't know if they
Ano,
will speak for that, ganon ba?
siguro kasi I had different challenges eh. 'Di ba? Parang ano yan eh, 'di ba parang sa science, di ba? Gagamitin ko pagiging science teacher ko. 'Di ba natural selection, 'di ba? If you have external condition that allows you to evolve, 'di ba? You are the better version of yourself.
True.
So that's why I can say na I I was also good I was better in college. Alam
Why
mo yun?
FU? In all schools, why FU?
To be honest, ganito yan. Natanggap ako sa UP Los Baños. For I think psychology yung kinuha ko doon. Um, and then kasi yung isa kong choice sa UP, 'di ba sa UP dalawa yung
Mm-mm-mm.
yung options mo. UP Manila, yun yung first choice ko, which is ang taas ng ng cut off. Kasi 'di ba science courses ganyan.
Mm.
Marami silang applicants for that, 'di ba? Tapos hindi naman ako masyado nag-aaral nun, 'di ba? So pero natanggap ako sa UPLB and then FEU. Tapos kasi nga 'di ba nung high school ako, wala akong plan sa buhay. So ang pinagtaken ko lang is UP and FEU. So I was confident that I will be accepted either FE or UP. So, ayun, natanggap naman sa both schools. Kaya lang, ang problema sa UP, kasi ang layo niya, di ba?
True.
Eh, di ba nga, naghirap kami nung
College.
nasa college na ako. So, wala akong choice. Kasi wala akong pang rent ng di ba? Wala akong pang rent ng dorm. And even if you won't pay tuition fee sa UP, di ba? You still have to pay for the dorm, right? I'm not sure about that ngayon, pero dati ganun yon, di ba? Nung nag-aaral pa tayo. Na you have to pay for your dorm. Siyempre, yung other expense mo, yung food, yung um, books, di ba? So very complicated siya. It was a tough choice. But, I don't regret being in FEU naman. Kasi, that, that's where it all started.
True
Di ba?
naman.
Yun, if there's something na lagi tinatanong sa akin na if you will be given a chance na lumipat sa ganitong school, di ba? Kung tutuusin, I was qualified to move sa UP Diliman
Mm-mm.
after ng first year ko sa FEU, di ba? Kaya lang, parang sabi ko, what for? Di ba? It's not the school that defines you. Di ba? You define your school probably. You define your university, but it's not the other way around. Di ba? Di ba, for example, politicians, di ba, they graduated from the top universities in the Philippines. Bakit? Who are these politicians? They are the ones who are charged for plunder, for corruption, graft, di ba? Parang it's not really the university.
Yes,
Di
totoo
ba?
naman.
Ano pala to? Seminar pala to.
Nasa pangalawang question pa lang ata. Parang gusto mo na atang
Oo, oo
mag-speech.
nga, I'm so sorry. Di ba? Na-excite ako magkwento.
Yes, yes, yes. Pero, curious ako You took the UP. First choice
Mm-mm.
mo either Los Baños in Manila, which
Mm-mm.
is wala dong wala doong education courses, di ba? Nasa Diliman.
Wala, hindi talaga ako mag-edu. Hindi
So,
talaga ako
that's the
mag-edu.
question nga.
I was
Why?
planning to take a pre-med course.
So, ba't nag-edu?
Kasi, major in science. Alam mo yun, parang ang ano ko, ang goal ko is to have a bachelor's degree and to have a secure employment after graduation. And then, I was planning to pursue um, my my career sa edu while studying for med. But everything changed kasi I was already in the field na hindi pala siya ganun kadali na it's not just any other employment na hindi ka na mag-work after work. Alam mo yon na if teachers work 8 hours a day, I doubt that we can accomplish something like in the middle of the week, di ba? Parang that's not just humanly possible. And that's very sad because a lot of people do not understand how difficult it is to be a teacher. And neither did I. So, alam mo yon, parang nung hindi pa ako teacher, hindi ko alam na ganun pala kahirap maging teacher. Di ba? Unless you have experienced the full transition of being, from being a student, tapos biglang sabak agad sa pagiging teacher. Di ba? Mahirap pala siya talaga. Sa totoo lang. Di ba?
Mahirap naman talaga until now nga parang it will be an everyday challenges for us to,
Naka-live ba tayo sa Facebook, Mark?
oo. Bakit?
Tinatanong ni Armina, Hi! Hi, Angel!
Hi, Angel! Soon ikaw
Sabi niya, bakit
naman,
wala
mga
pa?
event-event naman ang chikahan natin, Angel. So,
Di ba?
going back, can you give our audience at least the three most challenging? Siyempre, dahil mag-classmate nga tayo, alam kong marami. Pero baka
Oh.
abutin tayong tanghali dyan at madaling araw dito kapag inisa-isa natin siya. Yung tatlo lang.
Oh. First, siguro yung struggle, yung Maslow's hierarchy of needs, di ba? First, siyempre, yung to provide for your food and for transportation, yun, di ba? Finances, di ba? So, parang, mahirap pa kami sa daga. Alam mo yun, every now and then, my older sister and I talk about it, and we plan to erase that memory of our Christmas. Na, alam mo ginawa namin one Christmas, binalot namin yung mga bagay sa bahay, tapos niregalo namin sa mga kapatid namin, tsaka sa mama namin, para lang may buksan sila. And we took it as a joke, pero di ba ang sakit kasi wala kayong, it's not the Christmas that we know. Pero, di ba, we were a family. So, doon ako thankful. So, ayun, first yung finances. Second, siguro yung emotional trauma. Yung emotional trauma when you see your parents not take the food on the table to let everyone eat before they do. Alam mo yon na there was a night na sabi nila, sabi ng tatay ko, naalala ko pa, sabi niya, sige, hindi pa ako nagugutom, pero galing siyang work. Tapos yung mom ko naman, pinauna na kami kumain. Tapos ang ulam lang namin ng itlog, di ba? Ang dalawang itlog. tapos, tapos kanin. Tapos yun lang. Alam mo yun, parang, tapos makikita mo yung mga maliliit mong kapatid. The emotional trauma of that, di ba? Parang doon ko na intindihan talaga yung what poverty can force people to do eh. 'Di ba? Maybe some of the people who commit crime, they're just purely evil, 'di ba? But not all of them are purely evil. It's driven by the emotional trauma that the poverty has brought their families. 'Di ba? So, ayun, mas naging understanding siguro ako after that. And yung feeling na siguro yung third challenge would be another level of emotional trauma in terms of being helpless and frustrated and you feel bad about having relatives who do not want to help you.
Alam mo,
Alam mo yon? Kasi 'di ba kung totoo yan, 'di ba, parang sa typical Filipino culture, we help each other. 'Di ba? We help family. Family is family. Pero when I was in college, ang hirap, walang tumutulong. Walang tumutulong, as in. So, ayun. Ang hirap yung battle mo not to have that mentality na you will forget about these relatives that you have once you're out of that shithole. 'Di ba? Pero, 'di ba? Parang ang sa akin, siguro it's a learning experience, it's a grounding experience then na well, you have to really solve your problems by yourself sometimes, diba? And this is one of those biggest problems na we had to go through as a family. So I'm happy that we went through those challenges, and I learned a lot from that, diba? Napakahaba.
hindi, alam mo,
Sorry na.
hindi ko nga alam kung paano ako magre-react. Parang, alam mo yun, kasi parang, it's really traumatizing, pero the way you deliver it, parang, normal lang, parang, yun nga, parang, grateful ka na nangyari siya kasi, nadala ka naman niya into something better place. Let's go back
Oo.
to, pwede ako magsalita? Hindi
Kasi
mo ako
feeling ko, alam mo, Mark, feeling ko, kung kunyari, it didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have been the valedictorian. Sa totoo lang, alam mo, I know myself, I would do the minimum. I know I'm not dumb, pero when it comes to academics, siguro, I wouldn't have studied that much. Kung kunyari, well-off kami nung college ako, parang I wouldn't care. Alam mo yun.
let's go, let's go dun sa una mong sinabi. Financial difficulties, problem,
Ah,
etc. etc. Wait lang. Hi, kilala mo ba si Jehan?
Oo, si Jehan, hi! Si Jehan. Kasi inad ako niyan, kaya siya lang yung naaalala ko. Hindi ko na naaalala.
Diyos ko. So yun, kasi Josh, di ba, during that time, I don't know, you can answer or you cannot answer. It's your call. But during the time, there are times na naglalakad ka lang, di ba?
Oo.
Going to school, tapos, kung tama ako ng pagkakatanda, talagang malaki din ang naitulong ni Lucel.
Oo, alam mo, I would never forget the people who helped me out. So, si Elaine, pinatulog ako niyan sa bahay niya. Si Angel, pinatulog ako niyan sa bahay niya. Si Lucelle, yung pinakamadami talagang natulog ako sa bahay nila. As in, including lunch and dinner, pinapakain ako ni Lucelle and family niya. So,
Gano'n siya kahirap.
at some point, gusto ko na magpapalit ng apelido, di ba? Gusto ko na maging makalimtan.
During that time na parang, hindi kasi taga Bulacan ka, di ba?
Mm-mm.
Nagpunta tayo sa bahay niyo before, nag-killer bus pa tayo, nakala natin
Di ba?
katapusan na natin. So parang,
Gusto mo yun?
gano'n kahirap sa'yo during that time? I mean, during that time syempre ngayon, meron pa na tayong masabi natin, medyo brave na tayo kung i-face
Oo.
ulit natin siya.
It was difficult. It was physiologically challenging. Kasi pagod na pagod yung katawan mo to study the whole day. Tapos, alam mo yon, you have to wake up very early and then you have to study again pagdating ko sa bahay. So, hindi siya, it's not a normal life na may imagine mo when you go to college, di ba? Alam mo yun, parang at some point, nainggit ako sa classmates natin na, alam mo yun, inom tayo sa ano ba yung tawag dun sa inuman dun sa malapit sa FEU?
Oo,
Yung sa mall? Yung nasa taas?
ko alam. Meron ba
Hindi,
yun?
nakalimutan ko niya. Basta inuman yun eh. Tapos, yung ibang classmates, di ba nagpupunta doon? Itago na natin sa pangalang Mark de la Rosario. Hindi. Mark Rosario. Mark Anthony Rosario pala. Hindi.
Pupunta dun medyo malayo-layo ng kaunti.
Hindi. Ayun, so, very challenging siya kasi, alam mo yun, you have to be strong both physically and emotionally. And then you have to survive every day. 'Di ba? Plus the pressure of getting the scholarship. Kasi nga, pag nawala yun, wala na. That's the end of me. That's the end of my education.
Ay, may medyo ano dun, medyo relieving na masaya rin mag-reminisce sa mga bagay-bagay na nangyari sa'yo before. Kasi it's inspiring nga. Next, yung pangalawa, um, emotionally traumatized. Ano yung,
Oo, yun.
ano yung
Yung,
parang nangyari na parang nagising ka na lang one time na parang, hindi pwedeng ganito tayo forever. Ano yung parang
yung ano
na-witness
yun,
mo?
I think yung yung Christmas na yon and yung, yung time na yung mga kapatid ko, they have to go to sa public school. Alam mo yun, ang sakit-sakit nun. Not that I don't trust the public school of the Philippines, but because, hindi ko alam kung alam ng lahat yung story ko, di ba? But I grew up with my stepfather. So yung stepfather ko, meron siyang 3 kids with my mom. So yun yung half siblings ko. So kami ng ate ko, na hindi niya totoong anak, di ba? Well, he treated us as his own, but he made sure na we had good education tapos pinag-aral niya kami sa private schools, 'di ba? Tapos alam mo yun, to see his kids enroll in a public school, that was very traumatizing. Na dapat hindi to nangyayari, 'di ba? We shouldn't be here. Hindi ko dapat nakikita to. Alam mo yun? So, ang hirap nun. That was very difficult for me. Tapos, yung dinner, yung sinabi kong dinner namin, hindi ko talaga makakalimutan yung dinner na yun. Kasi, alam mo yun, for the very first time na talagang it struck me hard na you really have to get your shit together. Alam mo yun, you have to figure out what you're gonna do with your life kasi if not, you will have this dinner every night. So, ayun.
True, true, true. Josh, do you still remember parts of your speeches during the graduation?
Oo, I think so.
Okay. I wanna go back doon sa, hindi ko alam kung tama ko ng pagkakalala. Basta ang alam ko lang is, parang nag-text ka ata sa mom mo. Nag-text ka
Mm-mm.
sa mom mo asking for something. And then your mom replied na, parang, anak, sorry,
Oo.
kung pwedeng makatulong ka
Actually,
muna sa mga,
actually, she's the one who texted me na sabi niya, anak, kung may matutulugan ka pa, wag ka munang umuwi. Sabi niya, kasi wala pa akong mabibigay na baon sa'yo. So, alam mo yon, parang ang hirap nun na, kasi ako, I try to be strong in front of my family. Hindi talaga ako umiiyak. Talagang, I rarely cry in front of my family. Kasi, I have to be strong. I have to be tough. I have to ground myself na kailangan we have to go through these challenges and we can make it. Alam mo yon, yun yung lagi kong fasad. So, pag nag-text yung mom ko ng ganun, I always reply, okay, sige po. Tapos, lagi lang yung sinasabi, I love you, ganyan. And then, ayun, doon na, makikitulog na ako kay Lucel. Tapos, ayun, di ba, parang it saves me some days na walang baon. Kaya very thankful ako. Very thankful ako. Very grateful ako.
Anong kwento ng toga?
Ayun, yung
During your, you know,
oo nga, naalala ko na naman. Kasi yung, di ba, yung
graduate.
graduation toga natin, we have to rent it, di ba? We
Yes.
have to rent it parang a week before or like 2 weeks before the graduation, you have to rent it. Tapos ako, syempre, di ba, alam ko na na ako yung mag-speech noon. Kasi you have to prepare the speech, ganyan. So, sasabihin na nila sa'yo. So, ako, nagpe-prepare na ako ng speech. Tapos, na-realize ko, wala pala akong toga. Wala pala akong toga. Tapos doon ko lang naisip ko, shit, saan ako kukuha ng pang toga, 'di ba? Parang wala nga akong pamasahe, pang toga pa kaya. So, ayun, I tried to borrow money from my advisor sa College Bike Club. 'Di ba? Kasi student leader ako before. So, si Ma'am Ala, nasa Canada na siya ngayon. So, sabi ko sa kanya, Ma'am Ala, can I borrow money? Sabi ko ganyan. Sabi niya, what for? Sabi ko, kasi wala po akong pang toga. Sabi ko, wala pa po akong toga. Sabi ko, ako po kasi magsi-speech. Sabi ko, hindi na nga po sana ako magtutoga. Sabi niya, hindi pwede yan. Ano ka ba? Sabi niya, kaya ako nakatoga ka. Kasi syempre, di ba, parang, ano ba, di ba, parang mahirap nga ako eh. Di ba, mahirap ako sa daga. Ano ba, hindi niyo ba naiintindihan? Di ba, parang, tapos nung sinabi ko sa kanya, sabi niya, oh sige, sabi niya, that's my gift for you. Sabi niya, congratulations, ganyan-ganyan. So, ayun, hindi niya na pinabayad sa akin yung toga. Hanggang ngayon, I'm still connected with Ma'am Ala.
Grabe
Yun,
no.
Dr. Atangke na siya ngayon.
Grabe lang. I mean, during the days, parang sabi nga ni Armina, parang we are proud and we are grateful kasi, you know, um, nakita namin yung parang metamorphosis mo. Alam ba kayo?
Gra-
Metamorphosis.
Grabe yung metamorphosis. Butterfly.
Yes. And then, um, yung pangatlong challenge, um, parang bawal pagkakalala, yung family, na parang, of course, your
Oo.
relatives, kahit pa paano you're expecting your relatives to help you. Pero 'di ba, sa totoo naman parang parang in real life setting naman talaga ata, parang family talaga mga relatives talaga yung unang tatalikod sa atin kapag may mga gusto tayong bagay.
Mm-mm.
Paano siya naintindihan ng family mo? Or is it an issue ba or hindi naman?
Actually, for some time, hindi namin maintindihan why people just turn their backs on us. Na gaano ba kahirap, di ba? When I started earning dollars dito, um, na-realize ko, it's not that difficult to help someone. Di ba magkano lang naman yung miscellaneous fee natin nun? That's just $80 when you convert it, di ba? Kaya lang, di ba, parang bakit ang hirap para sa kanila to help me, di ba? And all my college life, di ba, nag-aaral naman ako ng mabuti, di ba? So, yun yung mahirap intindihin eh. Na parang at some point, grabe yung grudge ko sa mga tita ko, sa mga tito ko. And ang sama ng loob ko, as in. But then at the end of the day, alam mo yon, I just decided to be the better person. 'Di ba? Na I just tried to understand. Of course, they have their own expenses, 'di ba? So, it's not that simple to give money to someone else. But I made a promise to myself na I would do my best so that no other relative of mine would experience the same thing. Kasi alam ko yung experience ng walang-wala. Alam mo
So,
yun,
tinutulungan
na
mo sila ngayon?
walang-wala. I'm sorry?
Tinutulungan mo sila ngayon? Hindi na.
Oo, tumutulong ako sa mga pinsan ko.
Oh, that's good. That's
Mm-mm.
good. Josh, wait lang ha. Say hi muna to our viewers.
Ah, sige. Hi! Mag-hi. Hi. Nasaan ba tayo? Nasa YouTube ba or
Sa
sa
Facebook,
Facebook?
hindi, nagme-message si Zehan, sabi niya, ang hina daw ng
Ah,
boses ko, kaya magpapalit ako ng earphones. Wait lang.
okay. O, sige.
Ayan, I hope I'm better na.
Hi, Jehan! Siya yung favorite ko kasi siya lang yung
Nag-on cam.
FB stories. Ganyan.
Yes. So, um, After graduation ng college, after we graduate, ano nangyari sa'yo? I mean, saan ka napadpad?
Ayun, alam mo, Mark, kung after graduation ng college, di ba? Power off. This is what I always tell students kapag nagbibigay ako ng talk sa mga universities. Kasi yun yung gig ko dati nasa Pinas. Di ba? Na-invite ako mag-speak. So, ang lagi ko sinasabi, don't be blinded by those recognitions. Kasi wala yan. When you go to your workplace, you will go back to zero. Di ba? Equal footing lahat kayo. Unless you know someone from the inside. Di ba? You're gonna get you're gonna have a place. But in my case, wala akong kilala sa Ateneo nun. Diba? Na-employ ako sa Ateneo. So, I started teaching sa Ateneo High. And then, ayun, no, na ang hirap ng culture. Ang hirap ng culture. Kasi lahat doon, mga matatandang teachers. Well, maybe half of the population, more than half of the population, sila na yung mga matatagal na talaga sa atin. So, ang hirap mag-blend in. Lalo na sa generation natin, kasi bata pa. Tapos, they have that mentality na kapag bata ka. Parang, we are the veteran teachers. At some point, I felt that culture. So, I wasn't really happy. I wasn't really happy. I was very stressed, but I was happy with the students. Sobrang, ano nila, sobrang okay yung mga students ko. In fact, I met some of them when I was in the US. So,
Oh.
sila yung mga una kong estudyante. Tapos, recently, nakita ko nga, yung iba kong students yung doctor na sila. Kasi high school sila nung pinaruan ko. Doctor na, tapos yung iba, nandito ko estudyante, pilot na,
Alam mo,
FB stories na.
true.
Na kahit na plane, di ba? Pero,
Kaya mapaghahalataan yung edad natin talaga ngayon eh.
ikaw lang.
Ay, hindi mo naman masyadong nakakahiya naman sa kape mo.
Di ba? Ikaw lang.
So you stay for Ateneo for how many years?
3 years. Tapos I went to Reedy International School. And I worked there as a curriculum coordinator.
Bilis mo naman sumagot, nasa Ateneo pa lang ako eh.
Ah, sorry na.
So during
Sorry
your
na.
stay sa Ateneo,
Oo.
nag-masters ka na kagad habang nagtuturo ka? Or,
Hindi, a year after, siguro, a year after no, 2010, nag-start ako ng master's. Pero yung first master's degree na inattempt ko, kasi gusto ko pa din maging scientist, di ba? Was MS Biology. So,
mm,
so, tinapos ko yung first year noon, but then, I decided na it's too expensive kasi may science pa din siya eh, may laboratory. Ang it's Ateneo. Di ba? Hindi naman mura yun eh, di ba?
yes,
Lahat,
totoo.
actually, alam mo, lahat ng savings ko, no, napupunta yun sa, sa pagbabayad ko sa Ateneo. Kasi di ba, parang hindi naman malaki talaga ang sweldo ng teachers. Di ba? So, yung a lot of it, yun, nasuspend ko siya sa tuition. And at some point, nag-stop ako eh, for 2 years. Kasi, kasi na-busy talaga ako sa work. And then, yung feeling ko, hindi na kaya ng finances ko. So, ayun. Tapos nag-shift ako sa educational administration. And then, yun yung tinapos ko. Kasi wala na siyang laboratory. Di ba?
So ang MA mo is,
Educational administration.
so ngayon, ang dinodoctor mo, same aligned course na siya, aligned degree na
Yes.
siya.
But it's more than that. Kasi parang dalawa yung major ko ngayon. So, it's leadership and policy. So, policy making, policy evaluation, sa Texas Tech University.
Pero matatapos mo siya ngayon.
Hindi pa siya, kakastart ko lang.
So,
Isang taon pa lang.
so paano pag nag-move ka ng Chile?
We do it online, but then it's like both synchronous and asynchronous class. So, usually naman kasi for PhD, diba, you do your own research. So, you basically don't need to be in the same classroom, and neither you need your classmates. Kasi,
Tawang-tawa naman ako sa sinabi mo.
in a better way. Na, sa totoo hindi mo talaga kailangan ng classmates mo. Kailangan mo lang ng punta at isang moment para magugulo mo sa company. Hindi, Mark, alam mo, ang hirap din talaga. Alam mo, describe na sana na-warningan ako na ganito pala siya kahirap. Kasi, sabi, nagdudugo na yung mata ko kakabasa. Hindi na ako tumitigil kakabasa, kakasulat. So, and I like it. I like it. But then, of course, full-time working as a teacher, di ba? It's difficult. It's difficult.
Say hi naman to Jaan. Nag-gojo si Jaan.
Hi, Jaan.
Tapos sabi ni Angel, kailan ka daw magtatayo ng scholarship foundation? Ipapasok daw niya yung anak niya.
Isa-isa lang, di ba? Alam mo, that's my dream. That's my vision to have a scholarship foundation. Kasi, di ba, parang because of my education, I was able to get out of that situation. And siguro, there are other people who are experiencing the same or even worse situation than I have had. Kaya, ayun, yun yung dream ko, magkaroon ng sariling foundation. Actually, madami akong gustong gawin to help other people and even animals, di ba? Kasi nga, di ba, I have two dogs. So,
Mm-mm.
yun, kaya kapag may extra ako, I send money dun sa, ay, hindi, dapat pala hindi ko yung sinasabi yun. Basta
Ah,
yun, I try to help as much as I can sa different focuses.
sige.
Including anything. Yeah.
Naman. Nung nasa Ateneo ka pa nung natapos ka na ng ano, MA mo, wala na.
Wala na. Nasa Ridley na ako.
You stayed sa Ridley ng how many years naman?
4 years. 4 years.
Ah, matagal ka pala doon.
Oo, matagal ako doon. It's a
For,
very good school. It's a very good school. It's a very good research-oriented and data-driven school. Kung mas mataas lang yung sweldo sana doon, they'd be good, but then, of course, if you're an expat sa ibang bansa and you find an international school that that would pay you better, di ba? Yun na yung option mo. So, I'm thankful na I was employed din dito. Pero I love that school. Kids are nice. They're very humble.
so,
Kaya nag-enjoy ako.
for 4 years, nagstay ka doon. And then, ano naging story? Paano ka nakapasok internationally?
Um, so sa Ridley, wala, nag-apply lang ako doon. And then, binild yung career ko doon. Di ba, may curriculum coordinator. Tapos, after that, nag-apply na ako ng while I'm still teaching sa Ridley. Yung last year ko, nag-apply. Well, 2015, nag-apply na ako internationally. Kasi ang international schools abroad, they hire teachers by October. So, for the coming school year. So, kasi may visa processing pa. And then, I think I got my job by January dun sa school ko dito sa Mexico. So, they asked for a Skype interview. Alam mo ba, takot na takot ako nun kasi. Kasi di ba, ang pangit ng internet sa Pilipinas noon.
True.
Ang pangit
Parang
ng
hanggang
internet,
ngayon naman.
napakabagal. So, nung tinawagan ako ng principal, sabi niya, are you willing to have a Skype interview? And then, nag-Skype kami. So, nag-Skype kami. Di ba yung electric fan sa tabi ko, nakapit masyado. Tapos, di ba, naka-formal ako. Tapos, syempre, di ba, hindi naman ako nag-fan. Naka-boxer shorts lang ako. Tapos, inuusip ko yung electric. Tapos, umaangat na pala yung boxer. So, buti lang naabot ko siya kasi mahaba yung kamay. So, ayun, after an hour and a half interview, it was a good interview. And most of that interview, ano lang eh, parang the principal was talking about living in Mexico, what kind of school it is. It's after that interview, I felt that I I got the job already. And normally sa international schools, you will have to go through 3 interviews. And luckily, I just only needed one, diba? So, ayun, I wasn't surprised. No, just kidding. I wasn't surprised. Hindi totoo. Yung ibang schools, ano, they have 5 phases of interview. So, ayun.
Tapos,
And,
nag-ayos ka na ng visa mo?
oh, nag-ayos na ako ng visa.
So you're staying in Mexico for
I stayed here for 5 years.
tagal na.
Oo, ang tagal na, di ba? Ang tagal na. Tapos, it's funny kasi, a lot of people think na, Mexico is a poor country. No. Di ba? So, sobrang taas ng resources dito. And that's not what a lot of Filipinos know about Mexico kasi they don't know about Mexico and about international schools. And ang dami nagsasabi sa akin, baka hindi ka sa US? Why? Like, who told you I want to be in the US? Di ba? I'm sorry, but I know we have friends who are working in the US, but if I can earn dollars in another country, why would I need to be in the US if I can just go there for vacations, di ba? No, hindi, totoo lang. Sa totoo lang, di ba? But,
Sa mga
okay,
nanonood
but,
po, hindi, friends ko po si Josh, pero yung mga beliefs niya po, maaaring hindi ko rin po believes. So, the views and opinions of the host doesn't reflect
I don't
the...
care if it reflects on my opinion. Ganun. Hindi, sa totoo lang, Mark, di ba? Kasi,
Yes,
there,
nakwento mo na yan. Nakwento mo sa amin.
di ba, there are other international schools that would pay you in dollars, tapos you would spend less. Kagaya dito sa Mexico. So, and these are real international schools. Diba? Parang why would I need to be tied up sa sa US kung it's not my dream to be there. Diba? I think I can find a job there, but I don't want to be there.
So,
Diba? I want to be in another country.
so for staying there for more than 5 years, I think, kung titignan natin,
Mhm.
as in, I mean, one job ka lang doon? Or nag-iiba yung job description mo?
No, I got hired as a department head ng science. So, equivalent din siya sa curriculum coordinator. And then, naging ano ako dito, consultant ako ng international schools. I work as a consultant sa ibang American international schools kasi my expertise is on American science curriculum. So, ayun, I train teachers from the US and schools here sa Mexico, international schools here sa Mexico, go through NGSS. So that's the science curriculum of US.
Wait lang, mabasa lang tayo ng mga comment.
Sige
Pa-shoutout
nga,
daw.
basahin ko.
Pa-shoutout daw, sabi ni Elaine. Nagsimula na apply na, mga investors daw kayo. Ayan, pinag-uusapan nila yung foundation mo. In fairness, no, parang iba din kung kayong mga alumni na nasa ibang bansa. Kayong able
Uy,
to...
hindi na-bring up ko yan. Na-bring up ko yan ng reunion, ng online reunion natin. Sinabi ko na in the near future, alam mo yun, we have to think about it. Diba? Kasi a lot of us benefited from being a scholar. Diba?
Hmm.
And not a lot of us needed that scholarship. Diba? But to help other people, yun. I think yun yung, ewan ko, feeling ko it's a moral obligation to give back.
Yes. So, paano ka nag-apply? I mean, naku-curious kasi ako, like, talagang nag-search ka lang sa internet, then
Yeah.
nag-submit ka lang ng...
Nag-Google lang ako. Nag-Google lang ako. So, top international schools sa Latin America. Mark, may feedback. May ginalaw ka ba?
Wala naman. May nag-feedback ba?
Oo, nag-feedback. Ayan, hindi na. Ayan, hindi na. Um,
Nakakatakot naman yun.
ayan, hindi na. Ako lang ba yun? Imagine ko lang. Nag-search lang ako sa Google highest paying and then top international schools in Latin America. So, ayun, nahanap ko yung may school dito sa Mexico, American School Foundation of Monterrey, and then Nido de Aguilas from Chile. um, graded school of Brazil in Sao Paulo, and Lincoln American School in Argentina. So my plan was really to be in Latin America. Kasi gusto ko malayo eh. Gusto ko malayo sa Pinas. Alam mo yon. So, ayun. Nag-search ako and then nag, nag, nag-apply ako through their website. Tapos ayun, sinenda na nila ako ng email invitation.
That's good.
And
I mean that's good kasi 'di ba parang ang hirap. Usually some of the country na ganyan parang they're requesting na dapat the applicant should be on that place na
actually no, if it's a good international school, if it's a high-end international school, they don't care wherever you are from. Kagaya nung school ko ngayon sa Chile, a lot of us, kasi we have a WhatsApp group. Tapos, ano, parang nag-introduce kami sa isa't isa. And then, some of them are coming from Kenya, some of them coming from South Africa, from Finland. Alam mo yon, if it's a real international school, they don't care wherever you are from. They would pay for your visa, pay for your flight, pay for your rent. Tapos doon mo malalaman talaga na yung financial capacity ng school. Ganon. Kaya happy ako. Happy ako.
yes. Josh, something personal. Like for 5 years or sabihin natin for almost 12 years.
Mhm.
When anong year yung nasabi mo sa sarili mo na umikot na talaga yung buhay mo? I mean from down nasa taas ka talaga ngayon.
Um, maybe when I was already in Paris. Alam mo yun? Alam mo kung bakit?
Go,
Kasi,
ichika mo naman talaga.
kasi, nung nandun na ako sa Paris, di ba kasi when you lived a difficult life sa Pilipinas, hindi mo may imagine yung sarili mo to be in Europe, paying for your own trip, for your own expense, in your own expense, di ba? Parang, at your own expense, sa hotel, di ba? Alam mo yon, yung mga kinakain mo, and it's very expensive there. Tapos doon ko na realize na this is so underwhelming. 'Di ba? Parang na-realize ko na Paris is nothing but another city, amoy kubaw. And totoo, nako. Sa lahat na nagsasabi na napakabango sa Paris, mga sinungaling silang lahat. Sinungaling silang lahat. Amoy kubaw sa Paris. So kung gusto niyo ng a little taste of Paris, pumunta kayo sa Cubao, amoy-amoy niyo yung amoy ko. So, ganun yung amoy sa
Kaloka.
Paris. I'm not kidding. Kaya nung nandun ako, parang nag-realize ko, this is it. I think, alam mo yun, I can afford this, but then I'm not totally happy. Kasi yung happiness ko, it's not about this. My happiness relies on culture, being with family. Alam mo yun, parang hindi na siya yung material things eh. So, sobrang nakapag-reflect ako. I love traveling alone kasi I can reflect on my experiences, not just because I've been through a lot, but because of where I'm currently at. Alam mo yun. So, ayun, doon ko na-realize na, I have to do something with my life soon. So, after that, pinlan ko yung ano ko, yung Africa trip ko. Dapat 2020 yung last year. So, ayun, hindi naman siya natuloy.
Pandemic.
Kasi nga, di ba, pandemic. So, nag-enroll na lang ako for PhD. Di ba ba? Parang, nag-enroll na lang ako sa PhD. Di ba?
Tapos ngayon talaga,
Mag-
manghihiram ka ng bungo.
Di ba? Ganun yung mga life choices ko.
Sa Chile, now that you're moving from Mexico to Chile, ang work is
Um, I'll be teaching IB biology. So, International Baccalaureate Program. It's a college preparatory program. And you need a certification for that and training for that. Diba? So, ayun, happy ako kasi that's what I need to get under my belt so that I can apply as an administrator of international schools. So, ayun, mas madali na ako may employ sa ibang schools as an admin next time if I apply. Or maybe dun din sa school na yon. Let's see. Kaya hindi ko pa siya iniisip ngayon kasi I just wanna get the experience of teaching in an IB school. Kasi mahirap yung IB school. Very competitive. And being in that school, I'm pretty sure I can find another school to teach, but not as an admin immediately. Pero it's good to have that on my CV.
Mm-mm,
Alam mo yun?
mm.
Ayun.
Yun nga. Your CV will always do the talking. Josh, bakit tama? Mali ba ako? Di ba yun yung una mong sinabi kanina?
Alin?
My CV will speak for itself, di ba? Sabi mo kanina.
Uy, hindi ko sinabi yun
Hoy,
ah.
ano ka? Akala mo mabait ka? Pero Josh, aminin na natin, we're at some point in nasa middle age na tayo ng ating mga buhay-buhay. Or ako lang ba? 21 lang ako. Graduate ko na.
Kahit lang ako, ewan ko sa'yo, bahala ka na.
I mean, nakikita mo yung sarili mo settling down in one country.
Not yet. Not yet. Too soon for that for me.
Ah, talaga?
Oo, too soon for that. Kasi, kasi I have yet to find my career path as an admin. So, I can't determine yet kung saan. But most likely, ano, kung saan man yung maganda yung career ko, doon ako probably mag-stay longer. Alam mo yun.
What? Pero di ba wala ka nang babalikan sa Pilipinas? If ever. Si ate mo na lang ata.
Oo, si ate, kaya lang kasi si ate, kaya naman niya mag-travel kahit saan ako. Alam mo yun. So, may babalikan ako sa Pilipinas. I don't wanna say that wala na akong babalikan sa Pilipinas. I have my friends. I have you and the other friends. Diba? I have nature to look at, na to look forward, na bisitahin ulit. Hindi to totoo lang,
Hindi,
Mars.
wait lang. Kasi naalala ko yung kanina. Yung sa picture mo. Yung nag-send ka. Sabi ko, parang ka lang nasa ano nito eh. Nasa Baguio eh. Tapos sabi mo, nahiya naman yung pero sa'yo.
Machu Picchu. Nahiya yung Machu Picchu sa'yo, Mars.
Ago, tapos.
Yun, kasi I love traveling yun, diba? Kaya lang, alam mo, nag-travel na ako sa different beaches. Uh, very disappointing. Diba? Kasi diba, from Philippines, diba, lalo kung nakapunta kami ng Palawan, or El Nido, Boracay, diba? Ito na yung beach nyo dito sa Mexico. Diba? Yung mga Americans, kasi magsispend sila ng thousands of dollars to be in the hotel by the beach. Tapos, ito na yun? Magkano lang to sa Pilipinas? Magkano lang to sa Pilipinas? Mas maganda pa yung beach, tapos pure pa yung sand. Kasi dito, very grainy yung sand nila na, ano, masakit mag-jogging sa paa. Di ba? Pag
Mm.
tumakbo ka. Di ba sa Pinas kasi, di ba, as in, nagiging powder. Powder talaga siya, di ba? Yung beaches natin. So, ayun, very proud ako sa dun sa mga beaches ng Philippines. Kaya pag tinatanong ako lagi kung where I am from, ayun, lagi kong sinasabi, yung beaches sa Philippines, sobrang different from the beaches here. Yung top beach nila dito, parang regular beach
Miss
lang
lang.
sa atin.
Or baliktad.
Yung top beach dito, regular
Wala
lang
lang
sa
sa... Ah, tama pala.
Philippines.
Josh, we're down to last part of our chikahan. And
Ano ba
for...
yan? Ang bilis naman!
Diyos ko, ang dami pa rin gagawin. Baka nanonood yung mga taga-FE. Marami pa sila pinapagawa sa atin. Um, for sure, matagal mo itong sasagutin. I'll be
Ano ba
enumerate.
yan? Mark, tapos na tayo? Wala man lang politics, wala... Ano ba yan?
Teka lang, eto nga. Napaka-ano talaga. Eto nga,
Napaka-demanding.
napaka-demanding. Show mo.
Sabi ko sa'yo eh.
Eto nga,
Kailangan yan. Yung mga 3 to 4 hours kasama ng seminar.
hindi pwedeng gano'n. Ano ka ba? Hindi nga tayo maaari ng 3 hours na klase. Ay, baka ako lang yun. I'll be enumerating topics and then give me your thoughts. Para, naman, yung mga viewers natin eh somehow ma-educate sila. Racism.
Racism, it's a global pandemic worse than COVID. Alam mo yun? Kasi it roots on the very human culture, di ba? And it's culture is not something that you can just change overnight and that you can find a solution overnight. Di ba? You can find a vaccine overnight. Probably you cannot distribute a vaccine overnight, but racism, it emanates from hatred. And sabi nga ni the great philosopher Catriona Gray, you have to find, I don't know the exact words, but where 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 hatred cannot grow and foster. Di ba? Parang ganun. Na sana may ganung mundo, di ba? Parang utopian idea. But the reality of it is you have to really be assertive when you combat racism. And I speak for myself as somebody who experienced racism in the field of international teaching. So, ayun, mahirap siya. Mahirap siya.
Can you share that
Kasi
experience?
I was scheduled for an interview sa isang job fair as a director for teaching and learning. And then they said, hey, you qualified for this position. We saw your profile. You really fit for this position. And then 5 minutes later, they sent me a message. We're sorry, we're going to call off your interview because we have found out that you are from the Philippines and we don't hire people from the Philippines. Good luck on your search. Di ba? Parang ang sakit, di ba? Parang ganun na lang yun, di ba? Di ba? Really? You 5 minutes ago you told me I qualified and that I have the profile exactly for what you're looking for, diba? Tapos you will tell me na just because I'm from Philippines, you won't hire me, diba? That's a BS, diba? And that's how schools, international schools, institutionalize racism. Alam mo yon na there is a certain profile that is not found in your CV but is found in your passport that would
True.
make it hireable. So that's racism. That's how you institutionalize racism. And it's pipelined throughout the system for years. So ayun, like, I'm hoping na there will be a transition. Right now, a lot of international schools are being more assertive when it comes to diversity and inclusion. So, yeah, I have hopes. Diba?
Your thoughts on racism in the Philippines?
Equally disappointing as in any other country. Just like, for example, how people label our Muslim brothers and sisters. Diba? Parang, even in Philippines, there's Islamophobia. Diba? And the morals. Kasi ako, I grew up sa school namin before na meron akong classmate na Muslim. So we're very sensitive about that. May classmate akong from Jehovah. Alam mo yun, parang very diverse. And Philippines as a country, as a diverse country, di ba, dapat tayo yung mas sensitive doon. Di ba? I do not know the statistics exactly kasi, di ba, I can't just be blabbing about racism and I don't have empirical data about it. But I can assure you that it's still existing in the Philippines and it's still a pandemic. You know, na even sa against the people from the south, diba, there's a label. And I hope that one day they I hope that one day Philippines would be one of the first countries to combat that. Alam mo yun, na assertive dapat tayo sa mga ganun.
True. Sana, hopefully.
Diba?
Next.
Honest, dali. Dali, ano ba yan?
Gender. What are your thoughts on trans women joining Miss Universe?
Trans woman. Ito naman.
Oh, bilis! Bilis! Sagot!
Um, ito, very complicated kasi yan. Di ba? Um,
Uy, pero kung hindi naman you're not comfortable answering the question, carry lang naman.
I will answer that briefly. Kasi
Ay,
it's a
kalkusang
very
oras.
sensitive topic.
Mm-mm.
It's a very sensitive topic. And coming from the LGBT community, di ba? I I believe in equity, inclusion, diversity. But there is a thin red line that separates those things that we do as part of the social construct right now. Alam mo yun? Kasi even the title itself, it's a social construct. Di ba? Imagine a world without Miss Universe. Di ba? Would we even ask that question? The better question is, how do we treat trans women? Di ba? Not how do we see trans women joining Miss
Joining.
Universe? Because they are more, these women, these trans women are more than titles. Di ba? They are more than the beauty that they possess. They are more than who they claim who they are. And they deserve the same respect and and equity that everyone is aiming for. So, ayun, yun lang sa akin na it's not about the Miss Universe itself. Di ba? Kasi Miss Universe is a social construct na, oh, they advocate for this. No, you can be an advocate of anything you want, even without that title.
True.
Di ba?
I agree
Ayun.
naman. Um, education.
Education. Um, sige, simulan ko sa Philippines. Kasi, madami kasi yan, Mark. Seminar pala talaga.
Wait lang. Sabi, marami yan kasi Mark. Wait lang, share ko yung PowerPoint ko.
Oo. Wait lang kasi ito yun eh. May handouts ako. Gusto niyo ba?
Go.
Yung education, I think there is work to be done when it comes sa curriculum ng Philippines. And I hate to say na we are behind, but based on the data of PISA, kasi yun yung from OECD, Organization of Economic Development. So, yung Philippines, so parang I think from the last set of data, ano tayo, second to the last tayo from the participating countries. Math and English. Di ba?
Mm-mm-mm.
Parang shocking. Shocking kasi all along I thought Philippines has been doing good. But also those kinds of tests, they're weird kasi your ranking depends on the rank of the others. So, no matter how good you perform, kapag mas mataas yung nasa higher end, yung higher end, sobrang layo ng gap, mababa ka pa din sa ranking. But then again, if you look at the curriculum of DepEd, if you look at their website, makikita mo yung standards na nakalagay doon, it's really off to the skills that you want to teach the kids. I'm speaking for science and math. So, parang yun na din yun, di ba? Parang really hand washing, yun yung end goal mo. Anong assessment mo? Di ba? So, and that's what's difficult about Philippines. Di ba? It's napaka allergic sa innovation. Educational innovation. Alam mo yun. There are areas that Philippines should work on primarily because it's how you gauge the education system. To start with assessments and curriculum. So, ayun.
Totoo, I mean,
Ayun.
hindi, nag-reflect kasi ako, di ba? Parang, totoo naman, I think one problem rin when it comes to the educational setting in the Philippines is that parang takot, parang ang tingin sa innovations are kalaban. Parang,
Mm-mm.
parang, tapos yun nga, in form of, I'm sorry pero for me lang, yung seniority, yung mga ganun.
Mm-mm. I think more than that, kasi maybe some of the teachers are also tired of innovation and then there's no continuity, diba? If you remember, there was a time that everyone is so into benchmarking with the standards of Singapore. What happened to that? Diba? Because even Ateneo was doing that. Even Ateneo High School was doing that. So after that, so ano yung nangyari? Diba? Like, where's the continuity of your educational goals? Diba? Tapos, let's talk about COVID. O, diba?
O
Ako na
sige,
ano ng topic. Yung COVID, yung education in COVID times, diba? Parang, kung tutuusin, the Department of Education has not done the same has not produced the same results as other schools in terms of one, supporting teachers vis-a-vis their professional development in teaching online. Second, providing them with the right tools. Third, providing the teachers with the right social emotional learning strategies so that they can support students online. And next is, I don't think that they were also supported by the government in terms of ensuring their socio-emotional health. Di ba? Ano yun, very crucial yun eh. Kasi lahat tayo, we are all struggling. And if the Department of Education has failed to do that, it transcends to their failure to support kids. Di ba? That's how politics works. Di ba? So, I would say na dapat lahat ng students, dapat mas mababa yung cut-off ng passing. Yun, that's one. Like, according to research by Ken O'Connor and Thomas Guskey, so dapat, in times of COVID, if the government, and Rick Wormelli, by the way, in times of COVID, kapag yung hindi nagawa yung measures to support teachers, dapat we can't demand the same results. We can't demand the same results. So, this is not just me telling you na, oh, dapat ganito ha. Dapat ganito yung ginawa ng government. No. This is from research. How to produce good results. Well, anyway, so, yun lang. Yun yung point ko about COVID stuff na, kasi nakikita ko din yung tito ko, nagalit siya na, oh, yung mga students niya, naghahabol, ganyan. Kasi may tito ako nagtuturo sa Ramon Magsaysay High School. So, ayun, di ba? Parang it's a public school and it's a good public school. Kaya lang, di ba, parang we fell short on different measures. So, we can't expect students to deliver the same results and teachers to deliver the same results.
I'm
Seminar pala
learning.
talaga.
Yes, I'm really learning.
Seminar.
Working internationally.
Mm-mm.
Anong thought mo on that?
I love it. I love it. I think I would stay in this career for as much as I could. Kasi you get exposed to culture and you get paid well no more than what you can earn sa Philippines. And that's very sad for me, no? That's very sad for me kasi ako, gusto ko talagang bumalik sa Philippines. Kaya lang, Mark, it's impossible eh. It's possible pero highly improbable na I would earn the same amount of money that I earn right now. Kasi very underpaid ang teachers eh. Oh,
Totoo naman, oo.
very underpaid ang teachers sa Philippines. So, I
Pero
don't
ako
think I'll
naman,
get this.
um, I'm so grateful sa FEU. Hindi na.
Ako din eh. Alam ko naman maganda magpasweldo ng FEU.
Yes, nakakaloka sila. Struggle. How do you see struggle?
I think struggles evolve as we evolve as a human being. Alam mo yun, before, di ba, ang struggles ko financially, ganyan. Ngayon, ang struggle ko is to keep up with time. Na I have to I have to be human and a robot at the same time sa loob ng 24 hours, di ba? Na alam mo yung kailangan kong mag-aral, kailangan kong mag-work, kailangan kong ilakad yung mga aso ko, kailangan kong maging kuya, kailangan kong maging kapatid, kailangan kong maging anak, di ba? Alam mo yun, ang hirap.
True.
Ang, so I think it evolves as you evolve as a human.
Money.
Money, I love it.
I
yun
want
yung
it.
yun
I
yung
want
yun
it.
yung
Give me
thought. I love
more.
it. I love it. And I think, ayun, um, sabi nila, money can't buy happiness. Pero syempre, di ba, alam naman natin that's not true, di ba?
Yes.
It can bring you happiness kasi, especially when you share it with other people. Yun lang. Ako, yun yung joy ko ngayon.
You able
Sharing
to
it with
share?
people, sharing it with, at some point, gusto ko mag-share dun sa ano, sa mga, sa foundation ng FEU, di ba? Kaya lang, not this time. Not yet.
Philippine politics.
Oh, Philippine politics. Exhausting to read and hear from, but it's what we live by every day. And I was very hopeful nung umalis ako ng Pinas. But then, alam mo yun, a lot of things have changed through the years. And I am not in a good position to speak about what I know about politics in the Philippines kasi I'm far and I'm not there. But I am hoping na let's focus on politics in terms of LGBT rights advocacy. No? I'm hoping na there will come a point that the separation of the church and the state would really be inviolable. Diba? That's in the constitution. The separation of the church and the state is inviolable. But does it happen? No, because there is an influence of church when it comes to making decisions and
Decisions.
deciding for rights. That's why marriage has not been supported by a lot of politicians. Same-sex marriage, kasi they won't get the vote of the church. Diba?
True.
Ganun yun eh. Diba? But then, to think about it, it's a civil right. It's a civil right. Hindi yan spiritual, alam mo yun, hindi yan spiritual gift, hindi yan, well, probably some people would say otherwise, but I would really stick to my belief that it is a civil right. Diba? Ultimately, it's a civil right. So, for people who want to get married, dapat they're given that chance. And also divorce. Diba? Philippines is one of the few countries that do not,
Practice divorce.
then yeah, that do not legalize, that has not legalized divorce. And a lot of countries already legalized that. And, diba, again, it's a civil right. Diba? So, ayun lang, parang two things about Philippine politics there's so much work to be done to really advocate for the LGBT community and to separate the church and the state.
Josh, before I will ask you my last question, actually, it's not a question. Eh. First, I would like to thank you for, you know, exerting effort for this conversation. I know gumising ka ng maaga kahit late ka natulog. Because, yeah, I really want to push din this type of conversation because I know, your influence and your experience would have a great impact to our viewers.
And thank you for inviting me. Actually, I was talking to Angel with full transparency. We were talking about the things that you do in your vlogs and your interviews. Sabi ko kasi,
ito to be honest, Mark, nung una, parang sabi ko, ay nako, parang si Mark, ano nang pinagagawa sa buhay niya. But then, I started listening, and then I started, alam mo ito, di ba? Di ba, I always watch
Oo, like, oh
your
my
story.
God,
Kasi,
kumaka-comment.
kasi pag nagigising ako, nakikita ko, naka-flash ka dun sa timeline.
Kakahiya.
So, ano ko, so, nagsimula na akong makinig, di ba? Tapos sabi ko kay Angel, sabi ko, Mark has his way of making sense of the world, di ba? Parang, ang conversation namin kanina, ano yung sabi ni Angel? Sorry, Angel, i-hotspot kita. Ang sabi niya, madali lang, dyan ka lang. Mag-ano ka naman sa sabi.
Naku,
Ah,
Angel.
sabi niya, sorry, Angel, alam ko nanonood ka pa. Gusto niya yung mga posts mo. And sabi niya, may lalim ka naman daw. May lalim ka kasi. Alam mo yun.
Kung
May
alam,
lalim.
parang wala namang
So,
malalim sa akin.
sabi ko nga, ang reply ko kay Angel, oo, totoo yan. Siguro, hindi as extensive yung vocabulary.
Oo. Care lang
No, and
niya.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Alam mo yun, it's one of the Filipino toxic cultures. Eh. Diba? Na parang kailangan very eloquent ka, very articulate when you do these kinds of programs. But it's not that. It's more than that. Like, it's what you talk about. Diba? Parang yung meat of the conversation. So, ayun, na we appreciate that. Kahit even naman dati
My
pa,
God.
Mark,
Parang,
na
parang nape-pressure naman ako sa mga sa mga susunod kong, oh my God, kailangan yung mga gagas ko na dito, yung mga hindi na lang sa, makaka-pressure na.
Hindi, ang message ko talaga sa iyo, you have to extend your vocabulary.
Ay, hindi pala yung ano. Sige,
Hindi, joke lang. Ano pala? Oratorical competition. Hindi.
no,
Pero
hindi.
thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me. Sabi ko kay Angel, manood na din siya every time.
Huy, nakaka-pressure. Hindi, sa totoo lang, yung mga ganito talagang type ng conversation na, nung una talaga, parang wala lang kasi akong magawa. Pero hindi ako nag-enroll. Hindi ako nag-aral.
Oo, I can see that.
Noon pa naman, di ba? Ano,
Hindi, it comes with practice. It comes with practice.
yes, and then parang yun nga, parang ang purpose lang naman is to have certain conversation sa mga matagal na hindi nakakausap, and then somehow, ma-inspire din yung tao. So I hope naman na-meet naman natin ang expectations more than the hand washing ng mga bagay-bagay. Josh, my last question, hindi ba question? Pero sa tingin mo, what three important lesson you've learned that you want at certain point yung mga viewers natin would learn from you? Three, ah? Three. Demanding ako, di ba?
Di ba? Three lang. Gusto mo yun? Three lang. Ano ba yun? Hindi, siguro first lesson is resilience. Resilience. Yung, alam mo yun, at the end of everything, at the end of the day, remember that you will make it. You know? Di ba nga, kung baga sa FU core values, it's fortitude. Di ba? Yung, it speaks of your experience na you're making sense out of it and you're trying to find serenity in the middle of the storm. Diba? Yun yun eh. Na have faith. Have faith. So, resilience and faith, diba, they come together and you just have to be strong. I know it's hard. It's hard kasi sometimes I cry. I cry about my problems. Until now, alam mo yun, na yung stress levels ko. At to a certain point that I had to consult psychotherapist. So, full disclosure, di ba? Kasi I have to, I needed help. I needed help. And I just had to realize na kailangan ko yung kailangan kong I have to have a little faith to myself, alam mo yun, to what I believe in, to my dreams. Yun. Second, siguro, ano, yung try to help as much as you can na kasi for all you know na baka ikaw yung inspiration for someone else to help other people. For that person to help other people. Kagaya nung kay Ma'am Ala, di ba? Parang because of her, I realized na yung little things that I do for other people might not really matter to me, might not really affect me that much, but it matters to them. So ayun, na very very unlikely na marinig ko sa akin, di ba? Na
Oo.
be kind, be kind sa ibang tao. Alam mo yun? Kasi I know what it felt to have nothing and to have I shouldn't say no one because I had my friends when I had nothing. So be that someone for somebody who has nothing. Alam mo yun, na might not be financial, but at least you can support them emotionally. Diba? Lalo na ngayon COVID times, diba? Just to support each other, try to help. And last one, siguro, follow your dreams. Diba? Very cliche, but I never thought that I will be able to leave Philippines. Kala ko magiging teacher na lang ako na, alam mo yun, titinda ng tosino longganisa. And then, hindi, totoo lang na parang mababaon na ako sa utang. Alam mo yun, parang ganun yung mentality ko dati. And then, you will have a break. Like every one of us. Every one of us will have a break. Alam mo yun, you will get that break, and when you get that break, you will just realize that you are one step closer to your greatest dream. Before you know it, it's just right in front of you. Diba? Parang who would have thought that I would be able to travel to different countries? Diba? Na somebody na hindi makabili ng sapatos ng college. Diba? From somebody who's asking his classmates to let him sleep in their house. Diba? So, ayun, just following your dreams and you will have your break.
Yeah. Hindi ako makabad. Parang I'm really so proud. Siguro doon sa mga nanonood sa atin, we have one conversation. Kasi every Wednesday nag-open mic ako. And then may time na pumasok si Josh. Parang he was telling to my students at saka sa akin na parang kahit sino, I mean whether it's a family or what, basta if you have that certain goal in mind to reach your dreams, parang walang makakaharang dun. And nadala ko kasi siya eh. Parang hanggang ngayon pag naaalala ko siya, parang, oo nga no, parang lahat kasi tayo, parang Filipino culture, pag sinabi ng ganito na baka may masabi yung iba, kahit gustuhin natin eh, parang naghihinder na. Parang, wag na lang kasi may sasabihin sila. Josh, I'm so proud of you. From naglalakad lang, ngayon ay lumilibot na ng buong mundo. And I know naman you will be a great contribution in the Philippine education. Nakikita ko siya. Feeling ko. Sana. Sana.
Sana.
Yes. Josh, thank you so much. And
Thank
I
you so much, Mark.
I know we will be having more conversation pa. And I hope in a bigger platform na I'll talk to Dean Harold kung ano pang pwede nating maging project soon.
Sige, sige. Just let me know. Thank you,
Yes.
Mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.